everyone, I'm Grace, and today we have a message from the Lord. And so yes, let's get straight into the message. So the Lord gave me 1 Kings 21 verse 2, and it says, "And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may have it for a garden of herbs, because it is near unto my house, and I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it. Or, if it seem good to thee, I will give thee the word of it in money." And so what the Lord is saying is, whatever you have lost by doing his will, whatever you have lost by doing his will, whatever sacrifice you had to make for it, he will pay you back for it, and it will be worth more than whatever you have lost. Yes, and so I wrote it down. This is what the Lord is saying. During this time when you're close to your miracle, it becomes hard. It's a very hard time. Probably will be one of the hardest times, during your walk with God. It's going to be a very hard time when you're close to your miracle, when you're close to receiving that miracle. God will bless you with your inheritance, but one of the main reasons why your walk has to be so hard is so that you can get close to the Father. You can get close to God. That is why it has to be this hard. That is why it is so hard, because you are, it's for you to get closer to God, for you to have intimacy with God. Whatever it is that you want to talk about, talk to God about it. Pour out your heart to God. Pour out your heart to him. That's what he's here for, to listen, to comfort you. There is no comfort like the comfort of God. I can tell you that. There's no one who will listen more, no one who will care more, no one who will understand more than God. And so, last night I heard resurrection. And so, the reason why your situation has to be so hard is because there cannot be resurrection unless there is death. Yes. So your situation has to be very bad. Honestly, it has to be very bad. It's just the way that it is. So it might seem like all hope is lost, but what it means is that, you need to strengthen yourself in God, because you're actually close to your breakthrough. That is what it means. You're actually about to go up. God is saying that you need to fast and pray. And so I forgot to mention in the beginning that this message is really for people who are honestly walking with God. That you have been doing his will, doing what is right before him, and just making the necessary sacrifices that you ought to make on this walk, on this narrow path. And so this is mainly for people who are walking by faith and not by sight. And so yes, God is saying that you need to fast and pray. Get close to God during this time. Pray about everything that you're worried about. I heard in a movie a day ago, yes, some time ago, that this woman said, that you should pray about what you worry about. Was it that? I think that's what she said. You should pray about what you worry about. Basically, that's the interpretation of what she said. And so, pray about what you're worried about. Prayer moves mountains. Don't just sit there worry. Take it to God in prayer. No matter how big or how small it is. It could be something that's happening in the family. Pray about it. If you desire to have peace over a situation, pray about it. If you are struggling in your mind, pray for peace of mind. Yes. And so go to him about the instructions of the fast. Some people just fast just like that, but the correct thing to do is to actually go to God and ask him, what kind of fast do you want me to do? How long do you want me to have this fast for? You know what I mean? Because he can call you to do like a three day fast, a 1 day fast, an Esther fast, Daniel fast. I believe there's a Daniel fast, I think. Yes. So go to him and ask him about what fast you ought to do. And he gave me Isaiah 49, 1 verse 1 to 3, and it says, "Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name. And he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword, in the shadow of his hand hath he hid me. He hid me, and made me a polished shaft, in his quiver hath he hid me, and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified." And so many of you may be going through a very difficult situation right now, because like I said, you're close to your miracle. It doesn't feel great, it's a very hard situation, a very hard time. And so the enemy might just creep up upon you and speak lies into you. You might feel like, oh my goodness, I'm probably the worst, that's why I'm going through this. Absolutely not. That is the lie of the enemy. And I'm going to give you this example of how much God loves us. So he gave me this example. So yes, how for example, you say you love someone very much, a family member, a friend, and it's their birthday that's coming. When it's time for that day, the day before, because you want to be there first, you want to be the first person to wish them a happy birthday. Perhaps you'd wait up until like 12:59 in the night, just to wait until 1 o'clock so that you could be the first person to wish them a happy birthday, right? Yes, people actually do that. I do that. People do that. When you actually care about someone very much, you do that. And so God is saying that he loves you so much, he loves us all so much, that he wanted to be our first. And so it's beautiful, right? Very beautiful. He wanted to be our first. But the thing is, what that means is that no one's going to choose. We're most likely not the one who's chosen first by anyone else, because we are God's first. People will not choose us first. And so, many of you've been rejected, and so it's very difficult for you. But what you need to know is God has chosen you. He hid you for a reason. He hid you so that, He could use your life, to be for His glory. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He used your life for His glory. And so He chose you. God doesn't need us, He only wants us. And so you are very, very special. You're not like the worst, or you're actually very special to Him. And so there's so many people in this world, but God has chosen you, for His glory. And so many times we're not the ones that are chosen by people, but we're chosen by God. We're chosen by our El Shaddai. We're chosen by our Adonai. We're chosen by God, and that is a beautiful thing. The Lord of hosts, who created this world, has chosen us. And that's a beautiful thing. And so what God is saying is He hid you for a reason. Many of you had like this veil on, and people could not see you for who you are, who you were created to be until this time. And so it's for a reason, so that God could always be the one to choose you first, and that's a beautiful thing. And someday, you will understand why you really had to go through all of this that you're going through right now. And so what God is saying is, don't be prideful. Come to Him and pray. If you feel shattered, be honest about it. Be candid about it. If you are worried, be candid about it. Whatever it is, just know that you have a friend in Jesus. That is what the season is for. It's really for you to get closer with your Father, who loves you more than anything in this world. And so, yes, that is the message for today. Continue to stay blessed.